Who's my favorite ex? LOL? What a question.
Who's your favorite ex? LOL.
I bet you want to know who my favorite of my exes is. It's not that hard to figure out.
Bet you want to know who my favorite of my exes is. I mean, it's not that hard to figure out.
I do have a favorite.
You have a favorite.
Just kidding. I'm talking about something because the last JoJo Siwa video made me think a little bit. Sometimes I think a little bit. And when I think a little bit, if it goes for too long, I start questioning what the f I'm doing. And then I make a video and then I'm like, all right, time to go jack off furiously in the corner. JoJo has been getting a lot of bad press recently in the media for a plethora of different reasons. The way she talked about the creation of her song Karma.
Originally, I was scared of the lyrics. I was 18 years old. I didn't want to say bitch. I didn't want to say I was a bad girl because I wasn't a bad girl.
B, her ridiculous rebrand into Miley Cyrus if Miley Cyrus was just cringe and weird.
This moment of making it very clear that we are going from child star to adult artist.
We love Miley. I love Miley. We love Miley on this channel. Miley's cool as fuck. She talked about how nobody has ever made this dramatic of a shift from being a child star to being an adult artist before, which is just not true.
No one has made this dramatic of a change yet. No one has made, in my generation, this extreme of a switch. And I am the first in the generation. It is very scary, but someone's got to do it.
There's quite a few. I can think of at least one, Corey Feldman. Today's episode is sponsored by Aura. Internet privacy is very, very important, guys, and it's always constantly at risk, and you actually have to take steps towards mitigation of your data being stolen and used against your will. That's why I'm happy to partner with today's sponsor, Aura, a longtime sponsor of the channel. If you Google my full name, you get my address, my date of birth, a picture of my social security card, all that stuff you used to until I signed up for Aura and they removed all of that information from data broker sites. They put in a request on your behalf to the data broker and they get your information taken down. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Saves a lot of time. It's one of those steps, those mitigation steps to getting all of your shit safe again. Now, let's talk costs. When you compare signing up for individual services versus the singular overarching suite of the Aura product, it's a no-brainer in terms of cost and value. It's like having a security system dedicated specifically to your online presence. So today, and like days before, I have teamed up with Aura to provide you guys with a 14-day free trial. Head over to aura.com/oompa or click the link in the description. Keep your shit secure, do whatever you can. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's out there. You gotta do what you can to get it back. So yeah, click the link in the description, support Aura, it supports the channel, I appreciate it. To double down on what I said earlier, today's video is not about dogpiling again on JoJo Siwa. That's being done enough. She's going to bring that on herself. We are going to think a little bit in this video, and we're going to come to a conclusion together. I'm not going to come to any conclusions because I don't do that. But one thing we're also not going to do is dogpile anymore because Britt Smith made it clear, the woman who recorded JoJo's song, originally Karma, back in 2012, she said that she didn't want anyone to bully her, basically. She set the record straight, and I saw it and I was like, uh-oh. I feel kind of like a damn Dickenheimer.
She was totally in the right to record her version, and I hate to see, you know, that anybody would think that I'm a part of any kind of bullying or anything like that. I was bullied in high school, and I know what that feels like, and I would never want to be thought to be any part of that. So I just want to make it clear that JoJo has done nothing wrong to me.
Britt does also say that she's incredibly grateful for all the support the internet has shown her since the original version came out, resurfaced a bit more so since JoJo's version came out. JoJo Siwa's version sort of repopularized Britt's version.
I am so grateful to you guys for the support and love that you've shown me on my version. Somebody unearthed it from 12 years ago, I think on Vimeo, my video. And it has just been a crazy, crazy whirlwind since, for the last week. And the support that you've shown me.
Britt is even thinking about getting back into music now after this big Chungus resurgence, and she's gonna drop a couple new tracks on May 17th. Am I right, fellow music people?
If the universe is putting this in front of me, maybe I should try again for a minute.
So, the point is, if Britt Smith can cut JoJo a bit of slack, maybe we should cut JoJo a little bit of slack too, guys. Aside from all the, other insane shit. This is the point that I want to make, though. Is like, how is it even possible to be a normal person that isn't a piece of shit, or at least a really fucking weird person, if you were on reality TV or famous at all when you were a child? History has established that being a childhood star is not conducive to a regular brain.
It's a new low for Lilo, arrested again, seen here leaving a Manhattan police station early Thursday after the troubled actress was detained for allegedly punching this woman in the face.
Or being a functioning member of society, it makes you fucking weird. Specifically, if you're a childhood reality TV dancer.
I'm gonna take the advice that Gaga gave me and be fierce little JoJo.
Not to talk shit, still continues to talk shit, but JoJo, she was on childhood TV for a really long time, really early on too.
Cannot believe that I'm here right now. I honestly want Abby to teach me.
Her first appearance on reality TV was for season 2 of Abby's Ultimate Dance compilation, the greatest show ever fucking made.
Cute is not enough.
I haven't seen the half of me yet.
This is so freaky, this show. I don't even want to look at it or watch it or admit that this is real. Like the way that it's edited, what are you doing? You're rotting these people's brains. Who are these people, dude? Episode 2, season 2 was when Miss JoJo Siwa was first introduced to the world of reality TV, the least toxic world of all time. Usually, I'm just kidding. But usually you have to wait a long time to find out how toxic some shit like this actually is. Not with this show, it's part of it.
You know who creates the vultures? It's you. Because you try to turn all of these kids against their friend, and that little girl's mortified all the time, but you don't care.
Abby's very mean. This is Abby, by the way. We're gonna be talking a good bit about Abby in this video. She's real mean.
Swaggy Lee is in the house.
Not exactly the safest environment for a young child to grow up in and then become a massive super ultra mega star, and then we put the expectation that they are a normal regular person at a certain point on them. It's not going to work.
You were down the road eating. Stop eating. That's why you're fat.
I want to set the stage for how toxic this show can be. Really.
Don't look me up and down, you horse.
There's one mom whose daughter is biracial. The mom cried in an interview because she worried that her daughter would be judged differently for being different.
Allie is biracial and she is so tall and the big hair. We live our life feeling like our daughter is different.
The judges are incredibly rude and they're unjustifiably harsh, and they're talking to children. This is about judging children.
Don't play the pity poor me card. This is why I'm tough at my studio.
This is a show about judging children on TV. That's fucking awesome. Just kidding. It's not. It's really sad.
Haley should have went home day one.
I think Haley stepped it up.
Haley should have went home day one, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna eat me some pecan pie and maybe make peanut butter sandwich. Ah! Yeah, Frankie, you get her. We don't like her.
Kalani can't do hip-hop to save her entire life. To save planet Earth right now, we would blow up.
That's just rude, I feel like. I mean, I think there's a show with not Mr. Beast, Gordon Ramsay, where they got little kids cooking and stuff, and I see them crying.
I have 3 daughters, Holly, Megan, Matilda, and they always cry in the kitchen, but they cry with laughter, so I'm not leaving till you laugh. Good luck.
I mean, these are children. These are kids, right?
Tyler and Travis, I can't even tell you which twin was worse.
It's terrible. Keep it positive, okay?
I couldn't even tell which twin was worse. Oh, yeah. These kids are just getting judged all day long on these shows. They're just getting judged by Abby, the dance instructors, their moms, which are supposed to be their protectors, and the people who are supposed to, by the way, I'm not against criticism. But I think just exploiting children for a TV show and then just giving the least constructive, fucking dumbest, most flamboyant critiques you possibly can doesn't get a lot of stuff done. all right, it probably creates a lot of mental illness. No, not probably. It creates a lot of mental illness. They're also being judged by other kids' moms and each other, their peers. They're judging themselves, which at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. Lest we forget, they are also judged by the audience at home, which I would bet is probably not as evil as everyone else in this show. Surprisingly enough, the comments are fairly understanding. Now to circle back to JoJo, in her second episode of the first season that she shows up, she gets fucking eliminated immediately from a challenge. Not the whole show.
The eliminations start now. When I tap you, you're out.
But this little dumbass group challenge, it's honestly kind of funny. This is just the most rotten, evil shit I've ever seen in my whole life. Just like fucking all the evil characters from every Disney movie ever are just culminated into one woman. I think that shit, this scenario that JoJo Siwa non-ironically grew up in, is scarier than like the Little Mermaid having to fight that huge octopus bitch. I would rather be the Little Mermaid. Was JoJo's performance bad? Of course it was. We gotta stay unbiased. We gotta stay logical on the channel. Was that shit whack? Of fucking course it was. Do I know what I'm talking about? No. The most athletic thing that I can do is walk like a sim. Seeing her performance doesn't exactly lead me to believe or suspect she might have 46 million followers on just one social media platform in just 12 years or however long after this is. I don't really fucking know or care. She sucks and got eliminated really quickly. Also, this shit happens in episode 3. Rip JoJo Siwa.
JoJo, bye-bye, Bobo.
Guess what happens in episode 4, guys? Same shit.
You're supposed to grab your back leg with both hands. You're out.
Hey, guess what, Abby? Hey, guess what? You do the same shit. Do that right now. Okay? Actually, instead of doing that, do a single push-up. It feels just rotten. All this shit feels rotten. I don't even want to show any footage that I don't have to. I feel like this show shouldn't be watched. This show should not exist. This is a bad fucking show. And JoJo Siwa makes sense. Like, the whole character makes sense. She's a product of this incredibly supportive, kind environment. Is it better or worse than Nickelodeon? I have no idea. Would I rather have Dan Schneider as my protector than Abby the dance mom? Probably not. That's so funny though, just them judging and shit, these kids doing all this super gymnastical thing, you know, flipping and flapping and swinging and sliding and doing shit like that, and they're just like, oh, you call that flexibility? You call that flexibility? By the way, this shit happens in the premiere, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, and episode 6. JoJo Siwa sucks.
Where were you?
I'm sure it was up high.
Upstairs. Goodbye.
Jokes aside, somehow JoJo Siwa made it to episode 10 where she was finally eliminated. Finally. I mean, she was legitimately the weakest link of the whole fucking show. Just kidding. That ended her reality TV stint. Her first reality TV stint. Certainly not her last, but it ended her first. She was not good in this show.
JoJo, today is not your day.
She seemed like she was a good sport, right? Her responses to being just belittled and judged harshly for a good reason. Poor performance. A lot of the reasons are valid, right? But this is just not a show that's conducive to anything other than just whatever the fuck this show is for. It's not about making good people. It's about making bad people who are good dancers, it seems like. I don't know though. I'm not in that world. I've heard a lot of bad shit about pageant moms and dance moms and all these terrible fucking horrible stereotype parent things, and it scares me. Anyways, here's JoJo Siwa getting eliminated.
Thank you for this experience. Thank you for having me here.
I love how emotional the moms get. They're just living vicariously through their children. I never thought I would ever be able to be 9 and dance and exploited to an extreme level on the reality TV show Dance Moms. I never thought that would ever happen to me, but luckily it is kind of happening to me because I had a daughter. It's very sad, but in the end, jokes on these fucking freaks. I've never seen this bitch in my entire life before doing research on this, and I've seen a lot of JoJo Siwa against my will in Walmart, in products, money. She's got money. Why exactly you would come back after 2 seasons to just get scrutinized again and just be, maybe it's not her making decisions. She's like 11 years old, I assume at this point. Maybe it's her mom putting her through all this shit. That's usually what it seems to boil down to, because they're children and they can't make their own decisions. You can't vote, you can't buy a gun till you're 21 years old. Pistol, Can't buy ammunition till you're 21 years old. Rifle you can buy at 18. All right, that's pretty cool. And I did a lot of that. All right, so that kind of leads me to just blame it all on JoJo's mom. She's the reason for this nonsense. And then there was yet another return, a third return to the Dance Moms TV show, the Big JoJo return, specifically returning to the elite dance team. It's like the special operations of dance.
JoJo with the Bobo from my ultimate dance competition. She has that charisma.
Wow, what a big return, guys. This is awesome. Now, this is a part where it's very easy to point out that this is the mind of a child working. This child, JoJo Siwa, thrives on drama and attention. She's in there filling in for another dancer and asks or goes out of her way to try and replace a different girl. She wants to replace Chloe, another dancer.
Do you think I could replace Chloe?
I'd like to see her wear your skin, Abby. Just to expand upon the mental age of that child there, you can see that all the adults in the room are the same age mentally as that child. The children who are stars of the show, all the moms are like, oh, damn, that's fucking gnarly, dude. Maybe they're amused by the bold nature of JoJo's request. Maybe they're impressed and they have instant respect for her fearlessness that she was brought up in this world through Jezelin's, I don't fucking know. Maybe they're expecting Abby to clap back like Ja Rule. I mean, it has been 3 seasons since she was fucking eliminated and now she's acting to be a permanent member of the team immediately after ending the... Everyone sucks in the show, especially the kids. Just kidding. Just kidding, making jokes. Just a joke. Also, the part where Abby says she has a favorite, probably not good.
You really want to dance and work hard at your craft? You can replace anybody. Well, anybody but my favorite.
Probably not good. It's like a parental guidance type thing, having a parent that has a favorite. Every parent does have a favorite, that's for sure. But just blatantly saying it like that, it's just weird. And you're wearing that person's name on the children's clothing and stuff. It's cult-like. In fact, it kind of reminds me of our old buddy Dan, who would also choose favorites and write scenes around those favorites, and those favorites would help him write scenes and characters and all that. Very strange.
And my special guest is the executive producer of the main show, Dan Schneider.
Fine.
And then we get back to JoJo asking to be a permanent member, and JoJo's mom speaks up. They are going to become permanent members of the team. They, once again, mommy living vicariously through the small child.
We came here to be permanent members of the ALDC, and we're not leaving until that happens.
Very strange. The whole fucking thing is about the mom, and the children are just meat vessels so they can do their bidding and it's literally living vicariously. It's so weird and just, it's a cesspit of narcissism and just sick people, sick, rotten, weird old women. It's just fucking disgusting, dude. They all make it about themselves and shit all the time. It's weird. And they also beef with one another. I don't know. My sister used to do showmanship. She used to ride horses, and she was like, went to state a couple times. And that was like a very small version of this whole pageant thing. There wasn't a lot of like self-comparison. There was no body image problems that came from it at all. But all the people in that were just insane. And my mom also was absolutely insane, but it was about the horses. It wasn't about my sister or like the children. It was about horses. So it was a different thing, but easily comparable. I can see they just get aggressive and fucking start fighting each other, literally fist fighting each other, screaming about who can touch their toes and how long it's been. If I haven't made it clear enough by now, this type of thing, it's all about the moms. It has nothing to do with the children. And that's how you get JoJo Siwas. When you have a little meat puppet, aka a child, and you just make that child live a life that it shouldn't to be healthy, but you capitalize and it's, you know, it's good for the bank. Really. And the moms in all this are just children. They're just the little dancing girls in the bodies of adult women is what they are.
I can't believe you came here just to put Ava through this again.
I don't want to put her through it.
Well,
I didn't know she was cut.
They're insanely focused on themselves. They're narcissistic. They're immature. It's fucking bizarre. It's all about them, and the daughters are just dancing to get them their meal tickets. I mean, the show is quite literally called Dance Moms, but it's not really about the moms. It's about the kids. The kids are the ones dancing, but for some reason the show is about the moms. But the moms aren't getting judged. The children are getting judged. The show is about the children. They're the ones who are having to work and put forth effort, and it's a meritocracy involving the children, allegedly a meritocracy. But the show is called Dance Moms, probably because legally you can't just make a show about little girls doing this. It has to be like a there has to be like some kind of, well, see, it's not actually about the children. We're not exploiting children here, obviously. All right, I haven't been able to touch my fucking toes since 1991. This is about the mom. Jesselyn starts a beef with a chick named Jill. And Jill is maybe the worst offender of being an adult with the pettiness of a child. The most valuable trait a human being can have. Having childlike pettiness. Not childlike wonder or childlike curiosity. Childlike pettiness.
Stalker. Now do you believe us, stalker?
Now do you believe us? Stalker. Give me my volume. Give me my volume. By the way, not just the stalker lady, but the mom who brought her daughter back to a place she had been told quite literally she didn't fit in. Probably great for her mind. She had her team jacket taken away. She got extra embarrassed. Just it's a really solid, healthy family environment, guys. I love this show. It's so good.
Ava, you're too tall for us today. You're cut.
JoJo's mom also has beef with a few other moms in this show too. It's not just like a new thing. She has she's got beef. She's got problems. Jesselyn has problems. She pretty much beefs with everybody, right? She pretty much fucking throws fists.
I just think you guys are lucky to have Abby in your kids' corner. I don't know who this woman is.
That's Jesselyn Siwa. Don't you talk to... She is the mom of JoJo Siwa, and that's like being Simon Cowell to One Direction. That's what that's like, okay? I want to see them start fucking fighting. Seriously, that's just what I'm waiting for. I just want them to start fighting.
Let's see if you can be a little bit more JoJo. Yeah.
The last thing I want is for Mackenzie to be like JoJo.
The last thing I want to do is have my daughter be anything like JoJo, because JoJo sucks. Eventually, the moms beef it out, as you probably would expect, in a very healthy way to resolve conflict. The healthiest way to resolve conflict is to just beef publicly.
Is Mackenzie worried about the jazz solo? No.
We've been doing this for a long time.
The show's not about dancing. They could have the best dancer in the entire world on this show, and if the mom of that child wasn't a piece of shit, then they would eliminate her immediately. Because it's a fucking stupid reality TV show disguised as not that. It's not. It's disguised as something that's cool or whatever, that people are supposed to relate to somehow, or as if it's bringing value of some kind, but it's not. Adult women reveling in the inadequacies of a child. Yay! Hey, like I said, go try to touch your toes out there, all these women, all these older ladies here. What the fuck is this? It's just sad and pitiful. There's even more happened. Christy beefs with Jesselyn because Abby gave the solo dance that JoJo was supposed to do to another girl, and that girl has an insane mom, Christy.
You don't see this kind of woman in a dance studio. You see her in like a thrift shop, working the hot dog cart at the NASCAR races.
JoJo's mom, Jesselyn, thinks that this girl is just shit. I mean, she just starts trashing her. You look like someone who works at a hot dog stand. You look like someone who hasn't been able to touch their toes since 1989. And then they eventually throw down and they fight each other with their fists, and I love it.
You're sitting on my phone and my water.
They're like the fucking 7 deadly sins distilled into individual humans that can just cast these horrible fucking spells of necromancy on audiences. It's horrible. It feels evil.
Why are you here? She's doing a lyrical piece this weekend.
Anyway, sorry. I know we got a little in the weeds, a little in depth on the fucking childish behavior on display. This is what results in things like JoJo Siwa. This is what results in all this terrible shit when you just have no role models, 0 role models, and you grow up in this absolute fucking just pigsty of a scenario. All these moms also have massive followings, which is pretty crazy. 2 full. Who are these people? What do they even do? You are the mom of a dancer. You're nothing. You're the mom of a dancer. That's it. And a bad one. Like, that's what you're famous for being, is just a bad mom. Remember, they also made that girl with spina bifida dance, even though she was bleeding out of her belly button. So, huge fucking massive gigantic L.
Hi, my name is Leah Sanderson, and I'm a dancer and singer with spina bifida. So I'm here today to answer some frequently asked questions.
Anyways, guys, how many times is this gonna keep fucking happening? I mean, I'm all for dogpiling a little bit on JoJo Siwa. She's a creator. I'm all for a little bit of cyberbullying. It's good. It's the environment. It's what we're opening ourselves up to. you're creating things, you're making a lot of money. It's a bit of a good ribbing. But this is the reason for it. If you really want to actually be mad at something and expect there to be a change, this is the type of stuff you want to direct your attention to, not necessarily JoJo Siwa. That being said, JoJo Siwa is now an adult and maybe he's not surrounded by the best people, but this type of shit has happened many times. Shia LaBeouf.
When the seagulls follow the trawler, it is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.
Michael Musso, Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Bynes. I'm sure there's fucking more. I'm sure there's absolutely more. And JoJo is trying very hard to establish herself as an adult. She's trying to bend the identity that she was just given by this world that was created for her by her mom and this evil reality TV show and all this other fucking nonsense and these freaks she's been surrounded by. There's a clip I remember seeing, I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but she just says she never had a child, she never had a friend that was a child in that world. She's in the industry, and in the industry she never had a friend that was a child. That's not good. That's not fucking good. I was homeschooled, didn't have many child friends, had a lot of adult friends, and these were normal, regular people. The people as an adult that I'm meeting in the industry, a lot of them, to be honest, not people that I really like that much. Just to be clear with you guys. She was a terrible dancer as a child though. So, you know, it's something worth noting. I'm just kidding, by the way. Touch your toes.